Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our gathering hymn, number 100 in the gray hymnal, I've Got Peace Like a River.
I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. Tears like raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like raindrops. I've got tears like raindrops. I've got tears like raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Hillsborough. Our congregation strives to be open and welcoming to all people, so whether you're a member, a friend, or a guest, we are so grateful to each of you for being here and joining us this morning. We are a lay-led congregation, so we rely on volunteers to get our services off the ground, and we want to offer a huge thank you to all of them, especially this week with our many last-minute changes, and also a special thank you to Aviva and the Songbirds for their musical offering today. Before we light our chalice to create our sacred space and begin worship, let's take a moment to share any announcements that aren't listed on the back of the order of service. The big one I have, as always, is to check your cell phones to make sure they're silent during the rest of our worship time together.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Amy Dark, Program Administrator here. And I want to remind everybody to please subscribe to our newsletter. There is a little form on the back of your order of service to do so. That's where you'll find all the updated information about what we're doing and different ways to get involved. Also, sign up for name tags under our big name tag wall over there. And Aurora, the RET meeting is not on the 18th, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that announcement in your order of service is false. I lied.
We are unloading the yurt on June 22nd, and I love that out.
Yes, the RE team is cleaning out the yurt on June 22nd after service. Anyone who has trucks or trailers are encouraged to come help haul the mildewy, moldy stuff away. I think that's all I have. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm G, representing Justice, and I have two events I would like to make people aware of. I put the details on the Justice board at the back if you'd like to look this up later. On Saturday, May 24th, the Eno River is having a creek cleanup day where we'll be meeting in Gold Park at the big pavilion to clean up Eno River. And on Wednesday, May 28th, there's Ice Watch training. That will be a meeting at the Church of Chapel Hill, and there'll be like a few hours of like training how to deal with ice. So good stuff. Check it out on the board.
Hi, I'm Aurora. I'm the Children's and Youth Religious Exploration Team Lead, and I just kind of want to update folks on like what the plan is for the next few months, and also to say we would love feedback on what you would like the plan to be for the fall. So for the next couple of weeks, we'll be finishing up our Faithful Journeys curriculum, kind of joined all the kids together, and we'll have also all the kids together for the summer. During the summer, we kind of have a slightly lighter schedule. We usually alternate one day being a free play day where the kids can play games, we go out on the playground together. Sometimes we have water play, and then we alternate that with we're going to do an art walk again, but this year we're going to have it in the fall. And I want to let everyone know that the art walk isn't just for RE, but if adult artists would like to bring some of their art, especially art that's related to their UU values, to the art walk, we're going to have basically changed the rooms to a museum. The kids will be docents, and they're going to be working every other week on making artwork related to UU values into Article 2, like the jet pig. And we'll have art related to that that the kids can interpret in the art walk. So that's kind of the summer plan. In the fall, we've traditionally done a sacred story skit for the past few years, and I'm trying to get feedback whether especially our younger elementary students are really interested in that. And starting in the fall, we are going to also do separate kind of youth, and we're making youth 5th through middle school because of just the age range of the kids we have in the congregation, and then elementary, so that because we have enough kids that we really need to split classes. The youth are going to focus on youth and youth service activities that they kind of pick which ones they are most interested in, and we would love feedback on the kind of curriculum you'd like to see for elementary. So that's kind of where we are. Oh, and there's OWL training coming up, and if there might be one spot left. So if you're interested in becoming a 7th through 9th OWL, which is a comprehensive sexuality education thing, we're especially
if you're a guy.
especially if you are assigned a male at birth, we really need some male facilitators to make this work. So talk to me after the service if you have any interest.
You get to work with me.
If there are no more announcements, let us now prepare for our worship time together by reminding ourselves of who we are and why we gather. Our congregation is a community based on covenant, so when we meet, we commit to supporting each other in spiritual growth and deepening of faith. We strive to connect with one another in love, and today we welcome you with open arms to our house of worship. We will now create our sacred space by lighting our chalice, our symbol for the light of truth each of us seeks, the light of hope each of us brings, and the eternal light of love. Our chalice lighting words today are, "We light our chalice imagining," by Bridget Betchtold. We light our chalice imagining what lies in the liminal space between the flame and its circle, what dwells in the interstitial space between the cracks in our lives' pavements and the threads of our day's fabrics, what meanings are hidden between the words that we know and those we have yet to conceptualize. but compassion flutters between me and you and all of us, between the known and the mystery, and we color it all with love.
This is a community well. Spirit of life, we need each other. We need one another to sit together in the dark when the electricity is out and the wind is howling. We need one another to wade through the water with nothing but an old canoe and the will to save as many lives as possible. We need one another to help tear down our moldy, rotten walls and begin to put up new ones in the house that our grandfather built. We need one another when the sky clears, and yet we are still so filled with stories that if we don't tell them to someone else, we might hurt ourselves. We need one another to make us laugh on the first good day in a long while, and we need one another so that when our own little spring of hope dries up, there is a community well from which we can drink that will keep us going until the thirst is over, the worst is past, and able to survive even when the rains come again. Now, please rise in body or spirit as we sing our opening hymn. This will be number 210, and the gray hymnal.
Part of what holds us together as a caring community is that each week we take time to share our joys and our sorrows. Whatever you are celebrating, mourning, or feeling complexly about, you are invited to share that in this community. Nothing is too great or too small. As we acknowledge these special happenings in our lives, we get to know each other better and can celebrate or mourn together. We hold space both for sharing out loud, and we'll also have time to silently acknowledge the joys or sorrows that we prefer to keep to ourselves and hold in our hearts. For those of you who would like to share aloud, please take a moment before we begin to center yourself and collect your thoughts so that what you share this morning is personal, heartfelt, and brief. When you are ready, please come forward, tell us your name, and share what is in your heart. When you are finished, you may release a stone into the vase on the altar. For those of you joining us online who would like to share your joys or concerns with us, please put it in the chat and tell us if you would like it read aloud, and we'll drop a stone for you. join in singing one verse of the hymn. The words are printed in your orders of service. We hold all these things within the heart of this community, both spoken and unspoken, by remaining silent for a moment as we consider what has been shared and how we might respond. Let us close together with Amen and blessed be. Amen. Blessed be. And we already heard a little bit about Ari, but is there more that the Ari folks care to share about what they're learning today?
There we go. Yes, we're going to be continuing our Faithful Journeys curriculum and learning about finding your way. So, you please join me in singing the kids to class with the children's recessional in the back of your gray hymnal or in your order of service.
It's me again. I was not planning on speaking today, so I don't have anything really put together, but I just wanted to say a few words about our pledge drive before Tristian delivers the homily. We are about halfway through our pledge drive. Everyone is encouraged to submit a pledge form every year. It's not something you do once, it's something you do every year, and that allows us to build our budget for the coming fiscal year. In June, we will meet as a committee of the whole, we'll have a cow, and pass the budget for the coming year. But to build that budget, we need to know what you plan on giving to our congregation in the coming year. There are pledge forms here on the altar. There's also a link on the website and in the e-news. I want to share that 18 people or households have submitted their pledges so far. 16 that pledged last year have not yet pledged this year. If those 16 households simply repeated their pledge from last year, we would be in good shape. So if you have not yet submitted your pledge, please, please, please do so. You can hand the pledge form directly to me, or put it in a lockbox outside the office, or mail it to the mailbox, or do it online. But please get those in. The deadline is the end of this month, and we're working hard to put every red penny to good work so we can pay for staff, programming, building repairs, etc., etc. It's very important. So please submit your pledge today. Thank you.
We need your pledge.
Please, 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 please.
You can also check the pledge tree in the corridor to see, where we're at right now. And that's going to get updated. You need more colours on it?
Yeah, it's been stagnant.
Well, as you heard, Kim isn't able to join us today, but Tristian Szeremi has graciously stepped in to read one of our wonderful sermons of the month that we subscribe to. This one is called When the Storm Comes, We Move Together, and it was written by Reverend Summer Albayati.
Aunt Suniva was the only adult around, and as the sky blackened and the wind grew stronger, she herded us all inside. Her house was not the biggest place around, and it seemed even smaller with so many children squeezed inside, small and surprisingly quiet. All of the shouting and laughter that had been going on earlier outside had stopped. The wind was howling now, and the house was starting to shake. We were scared. Even Aunt Suniva was scared, and then it got worse. Now the house was beginning to sway. The wood plank flooring beneath us began to bend, and then a corner of the room started lifting up. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. None of us could. The storm was actually pulling the house toward the sky with us inside it. That was when Aunt Suniva told us to clasp hands, line up, and hold hands, she said. And we did as we were told. Then she had us walk as a group towards the corner of the room that was rising. From the kitchen to the front of the house, we walked. The wind screaming outside, sheets of rain beating on the tin roof. Then we walked back in the other direction as another end of the house began to lift. And so it went back and forth. 15 children walking with the wind, holding that trembling house down with the weight of our small bodies. When the late civil rights activists and U.S. House of Representatives, John Lewis, was much older, he reflected on that time. More than half a century has passed since that day, and it has struck me more than once over that those many years that our society is not unlike the children in that house, rocked again and again by the winds of one storm or another, the walls around us seeming at times as if they might fly apart. It seemed that way in the 1960s at the height of the civil rights movement, when America itself felt as if it might burst at the seams. So much tension, so many storms. But the people of conscience never left the house. They never ran away. They stayed. They came together and they did the best they could, clasping hands and moving toward the corner of the house that was the weakest. And then another corner would lift and we would go there. And eventually, inevitably, the storm would settle and the house would still stand. But we knew another storm would come and we would have to do it all over again. And we did. And we still do. All of us, you and I, children holding hands, walking with the wind. That story, lifted up on our own Unitarian Universalist Association worship web, is a perfect metaphor for what these past few weeks have felt like. They have felt like a storm in which we feel as if the house we have built is going to blow away. Some of us feel like we don't even have hands to grasp in order to move to one area of the home to help it remain in place. Other of us may cling to rituals that sustain us because it is what we can control in a world that feels out of control. Sorry. Still, some of us may hold on to family, crying and praying in fear of what is to come. It's a chaotic time for so many of us. We may find so scrambling in different directions, maybe even running for cover. But how do we stop it all and become like those children holding hands and walking with the wind together? Within Islam, a storm is actually considered a blessing. Rain coming down from the heavens is said to be attributed to the divine mercy upon us. There's a story regarding the Prophet Muhammad, who would go out into the rain to pray and thank God for the blessing that would allow food to grow and provide water to drink. One can imagine that in places where it rains so little, all rain, even a storm, would be welcome. But merciful rain provided something else. It provided hope. I'm aware that for many of us, storms are scary. They bring uncertainty, and they fill us with fear, and we duck and cover instead of being grateful for the blessed mercy raining down upon us. And why would we be grateful when we are stuck in a life-threatening storm? How can we remain steady and move with all the changes and chaos, finding a new rhythm rather than running for cover and waiting it out? I remember one time visiting a museum in Tennessee and being stuck because of a rainstorm. I wanted so badly to make a run for it, but everyone told us just to wait it out. Stay away from the trees, they said, for lightning could strike you. We did wait it out, but I wondered, what new rhythm could we have found if we did jump into the chaos of that storm? Not fearing it, but embracing it. What new courage could have developed from that experience? And now, I wonder how we can overcome our fears and become even more courageous as we witness this current metaphorical storm within our nation. Oh, beloveds, we are in crisis once again. Our Unitarian Universalist values of justice and equity are being challenged within the walls of our capital. We witness laws being enacted against the most marginalized within our midst, and we are scared. I believe that with this particular storm, we will need to make a choice. Do we hold hands and move with it? Move within it? Finding ways to strengthen our communities, providing sanctuary for the most marginalized, all while challenging those who dismantle years of our work building towards true equity and justice? Or do we run for cover and wait it out? Yes, this is the million-dollar question today. And surviving the storm will become one of the most important decisions of our lifetime. Because if the storm uplifts the houses we have built, the structures we have painstakingly worked towards building to bend that arc towards justice a little more, to protect those who are most marginalized, then I fear humanity may not survive. Beloveds, the choice we make today are a matter of life and death. Literally, we are witnessing on the national stage the criminalization of our trans and immigrant beloveds, ISIS storming homes in search of undocumented immigrants, passports are being returned with the wrong gender, thousands upon thousands are losing their jobs and funding because of dismantling models of diversity, equity, and inclusion. I wonder if it is like the story of the three little pigs. You remember that one? I will huff and puff and blow your house down. That is the threat of the big bad wolf, or sly fox, depending on your version. Well, those little pigs had three types of homes: straw, sticks, and bricks. The straw and sticks were easily built. Those piggies wanted to have fun, so they built homes fast. Unfortunately, those homes could not withstand the storm. The pig with the brick home took a long time to build it. They worked so hard and for so long, making sure their structures were strong and could withstand any storm. Their decision was the right one. The storm did not blow it down. Some of us have been in many of these storms. Perhaps we marched in the 1960s and remember the times before the Civil Rights era. Some of us may have witnessed world wars and even participated in them. Some of us have been blessed with an education that taught us so much about such historical storms. We have learned how to do the work together, to move together, to build together. Why? Because we always knew there would be storms. They keep coming, one after another, huffing and puffing, but we have known what to do to withstand them and emerge triumphant. So here we are, in another storm. For some, this one seems different, somehow. It feels as if what we built all these years was made of just straw and sticks. Some of us worry that we don't know what to do, but Lewis reminds us that we just hold on to one another and move together. Naomi Klein, author of The Shock Doctrine, while being interviewed by journalist Mehdi Hassan the other day, tells us the intention is to shock and awe, so we run scared and curl up in a ball and give up until it's all over. Instead, we have to remember that we have been here before. Indeed, we have many times. The last time we experienced this shock and awe strategy, as Mehdi Hassan said, was during George W. Bush's administration, in which he pummeled the Iraqi people in 2003 with so many missiles that they would have to feel overwhelmed and overpowered and lie down in submission. As Klein reminds us, that isn't what happened. As an Iraqi American, I, the speaker, remember that time very well. It was devastating for those of us who could only watch the dehumanization of our Iraqi family members and friends who were struck in a horror show. But as was proven over and over, the resilience of the Iraqi people means the temporary overwhelm eventually dissipated, as it must do with the rest of us. That is history has proven that we will find the way if we hold on to one another and move together within the storm. Yes, that is what we must hold on to now. The overwhelm will eventually dissipate. You might be thinking, but so many of us are hurting. I agree, and we must take the time to grieve. We must do what we must to get ourselves ready to move within the storm. And once we are ready, let us be grateful for what we must do. We have a large task at hand to build the biggest brick house instead of straw and stick, so that we will build, and what we build will withstand any new storm, because there will always be another storm. Let it instead be a storm of mercy. Beloveds, our Unitarian Universalist values are life-saving, and we must use them to guide our way, because without these values, living and breathing and moving within our world, I fear many of us will perish like the umbrellas given as temporary sanctuary to others in our time for all ages story. We must cover and protect those who need it with our life-saving values. So now, the million-dollar question is simplified to this. What will you do to help beloved Unitarian Universalists who were affected by this storm? Will you run and hide, or will you find a steady rhythm in this new storm, working on bringing our sacred values into it to dismantle it from within? Will you provide a sanctuary to the marginalized? The choice is yours, beloved. The hope is ours. Amen, and blessed be.
Each week, we take a monetary offering to support our social justice work in the community. Our plate collection this month goes to the Unitarian Universalist Justice Ministry of North Carolina. The purpose of the UU Justice Ministry is to organize UUs within our state to create a collaborative movement towards justice. They connect congregations in our state with each other and with national level UU justice campaigns in order to fight for racial, economic, environmental, immigrant, and electoral justice. You may donate by putting cash or a check in the basket. Make checks out to UUCH and put plate in the subject line. You may also donate online by scanning the QR code in the order of service.
what you dare to dream really do come true. They come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops, that's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, they fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly above the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
Please join me in our gratitude affirmation found in your orders of service. For the love that surrounds us every morning, for the friends beside us, and for the generous gifts just received, let us be truly grateful. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing hymn, number 1020 in the teal hymnal, Woyaya. Woyaya. Yes. Our closing words today are "To Kindle New Fires in the World" by Reverend Michelle Collins. Though the flame is extinguished, the embers of imagination remain. Carry them forward. Dream boldly, act with love, and kindle new fires in the world. Now we will extinguish our chalice. Please join me in saying the chalice extinguishing words printed in your orders of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, nor the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go in peace and blessed be.